I'm somebody's husband.
Thank you. Sorry.
Didn't issue instruction for them to proceed and operationalize.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't carry anybody's cross. Don't. Yeah. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I have a family.
Thank you.
I'm somebody's husband.
Thank you. Sorry.
I have a career to protect. I'm not a quack.
Yes.
So I'm tired. People must own up. They were appointed by the governor to work. Madam Speaker, Mulika Mwizi has just been sought clarification. The department has a budget. Me and my members, we are not holding anything. Procurement is decentralized. I seconded accounting officers. I seconded PFM officers. So can people do what they are supposed to do and lead Machakos?
Yes, thank you.
Madam Speaker,
you are doing very well.
Yeah?
The only man standing. The only man standing.
They are next. They are next, Madam Speaker. They are next.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Madam Speaker, I know they report to different House committees.
Yeah.
The House committees, to get out of this blame game, can call them and I'll be ready with my members to come and clarify so that we move. But immediately after this, Madam Speaker, anything that is not procured, because I know Her Excellency was very categorical last week, people should proceed and procure. I'll also enforce it. Anybody getting outside the directives of the governor, I'll do submit to this House.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, payment outside FMAs, as it was put by Mheshimiwa.
What did you say about Mulika Mwizi?
The department has a budget.
Okay.
I have not seen any requisition form. We don't procure by osmosis.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Point of information, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, point of information. Madam Speaker, point of Madam Speaker, we might be celebrating too early. Madam Speaker, yesterday and Honorable Kesila said it clearly. We had an inauguration with all the chief officers and the various CECs. And they are saying, in as much as they want to procure, whatever already was done has not been paid, and no supplier or merchant or contractor is willing to go ahead and do the same, because what was procured and done in 23, 24, 25 has not been paid.
Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
I just want to say this. Let's let them come and say that.
Yes.
Exactly,
Madam Chair. Exactly.
Well guided.
Madam Speaker.
About how
Madam Speaker.
Waziri.
Madam Speaker, please, and I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know, what we are raising here, it is what the chief officers are saying when we invite them in committees. I sit in the Committee of Education, and yesterday we were having the chief officer, the two of them, and they said their hands are tied. And now the finance minister is saying that is not true.
Yes.
Members, I'm proposing. I'm not saying we were to crucify the CEC finance. Let's agree, members. For those CSMs who have said that they have done requisitions and they are lying at the office of the Department of Finance, let's invite them in such a committee like this, so that they can come and shed light, because we are not sure whether the CCM finance is just trying to wash the linen And that is the person to blame.
Chair.
Thank you.
Chair.
Madam
Thank you
Chair,
very
Madam Chair.
Honorable majority was on
Thank you.
Okay, then
I'll
me.
give you an
Thank you, Madam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are in this General Oversight Committee because a committee of this House brought a report that said they are not able to get the right information from the ECM. The ECM has come here and he's tabling evidence.
Yes.
What I would propose is the rest of sectoral committees get information, submit your reports here, and a decision will be made in the floor of the House as to whether to invite the ECM in a general oversight committee or in their own committees. Let us not try to use a shortcut. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Let's not use a blanket ruling or information about everybody, because different committees have different issues. And as a result of... Sorry?
No, you had given me before, after.
I might not...
Thank you, Madam
to
Speaker.
take it up.
Yes. Honorable Speaker, the reason why we are here, we invited the CCM here because of one sole issue, information. And that is exactly what we are getting.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, if a small girl conceives, there is what we call blame game. Who is responsible for this? So and so. He says no. So and so. He says no. And there is a person who has a hope and is not saying, I'm the one who owns it. That pregnancy. That pregnancy. Yes. So, Honorable Speaker, it's now coming out clearly that we may be blaming the wrong person while other officers are sitting in their comfort zone watching what we are doing here, and they are the ones who are responsible for all the problems we are in, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I just want to agree with his proposal that let each and every chief officer come here and answer. Honorable Speaker, in the morning, I proposed, and most of the members here opposed. I said, let us ensure all those who are present here take oath, and you said no. I've had a member here now requesting or asking Kasanga to answer, and yet he has not taken oath. It is you who made that mistake. So in the future, you will be under saying something, you must know that Honorable Ndawa is a senior citizen who can see far while seated somewhere where a young man on top of a tree cannot see. So the way I am ambitious. But now things are coming. And I'm very sure as we end this session, we will have all the information that we required. And I'm very sure, let it go on record, that the Assembly and the County Executive, the two arms, forms Machakos County Government. If the Assembly fails, the Executive has failed. If the Executive fails, the Assembly has failed. So it is upon us as an Assembly to assist the County Executive to perform, so that at least we can ensure that our rank and file, the appointing authority, get what they require. So this is the way to go. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Members, allow the CCM to finalize answering the questions. I think we are doing very well. Waziri, you are doing very, very well. We are happy with that. And that is just what we wanted you to come and clarify. If there are other people who are being blamed, taking blame, then they will also have their day here with us. Thank you. Proceed.
So, Madam Speaker, on the issue of the payment outside the IFMIS system, this is a universal problem because the cut-off of the national government is 30th June. But the National Treasury gives an extension, but already the system, the IFMIS is closed. So that doesn't mean we are not working in the IFMIS. It means this transaction that you do beyond 30th, up to that period, must be manually reconciled. You are using the IFMIS, but they are not reflecting on the other side. But the records are there. So there's usually a manual process. By the time the governor took over, that had not been done since 2019. We initiated a process with the National Treasury, and I think we only have 2 more years that we are about to finish. It has been very hectic. It was a huge figure. Already we are almost there.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Honorable Member.
can the officer,
Yes.
is he in a position to provide evidence to show that the variance of 159 million relates to that period post the 30th of June?
Honorable Waziri, do you have any evidence to that effect?
Madam Speaker, you know, I have, but the matter we are talking about is for the just concluded audit.
Okay.
It is procedural. We can't discuss something that has not even gone to the county CPAC. The committee or the Public Accounts Committee, for the House, needs to go through first. And we are submitting there. So we can't bring it in the whole House here with your guidance when the committee has not even invited us for a discussion.
Okay. So if you are in evidence is there.
This is a house of procedure, yes.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, the issue of the wage bill. The Honorable Member talked about the cost, new employments and all that. And Madam Speaker, I need, for the purposes of putting matters on record, because we are live. Honorable Member said the report from the Auditor General on 2021-2022 put the wage bill at 37. I want to correct him. It is at 45, and we've just checked. We can provide evidence right away. So, Madam Speaker.
But then the same 45 is too high, isn't it?
That is the baseline, the cutoff where Governor took over.
Okay.
Point of information, Madam Speaker, because I have the information with me. Madam Speaker, I have said let us operate with statement of facts. They just released Auditor General's report, page 143, section 303 of 3, says this: non-compliance with the law on fiscal responsibility on wage bill. It was released 2 weeks ago. And this is 2023-2024. The statement of receipts and payments reflects compensation of employees totaling to 5.9 billion, which represents approximately 52% of the total receipts of 11 billion. This was contrary to Regulations 25 Sub-Order 1B of the Public Financial Management Act of the County Government, Regulations 2015, which requires the limit of the county government's expenditure on wages and benefits for its public officers not to exceed 35%.
Yes, but I think he is now going to explain. Can you explain that?
Madam Speaker, we are talking about different years.
Yes. That's a clarification.
Yeah, that's a clarification. I was clarifying on what the baseline
like
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Madam Speaker, the issue of the wage bill, I know I'd already explained it. But from a finance perspective, we provide a budget. And the budget is a collective cabinet responsibility. Employment, who is the administrative officer of any ministry? It is the chief officers. So a chief officer, there is a process of employing for a chief officer. The first thing is to check whether there is a budget. So, Madam Speaker, I really do not want to discuss because it is completely outside my docket.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a budget.
Yes.
You have a plan. The budget should be able to accommodate the current staff establishment. And if you had factored a critical replacement, you do. So really, if you have a department that has an issue, have a field day with the chief officer.
Thank you.
Parking attendance, optimization and rationalization of revenue staff. We've taken note. This is an administrative issue. My chief officer in charge of revenue is here. This is a no-brainer. Can you hit the road and ensure this has been complied? We only need a day.
Thank you.
Automation status, Madam Speaker, unless we want to go back there. I said initially, yes, 1 year we had not automated. But I confirmed on the floor of the House, all the revenue streams are fully automated.
Yes.
So I do not really...
You said you don't have to go.
Adams.
Go ahead. Yeah. Adams.
I explained Adams, that is the land model, from a system perspective. And the members said I was overkilling, I should not have gone beyond there. Now a question has come on what happens beyond the system. Beyond the system, there's a process. The bulk invoicing has been brought out on single business permit. Madam Speaker, it is very clear that business do metamorphosis. Yes, by the time we've done the revenue mapping, which gave us the profile of business, somebody who was a wholesaler might be a retail. Somebody who was a retail is a wholesale. Somebody closed. We are living in a very dynamic world. So we don't just stop at the invoice. The officers who are interfaced with the customers. So they are supposed to, if there is any change, they are supposed to come back to us. And there is a change form which has checks and balances, unlike before. And Madam Speaker, I want to be very categorical on this revenue because there is vested interest across all the divides. And this is what is also causing problems. Madam Speaker, the beneficiaries of leakages are many. And some of them are suffering from withdrawal symptoms. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we did 100% overall. We posted staff. And if we were serious on this, and I'll be beseeching this house, some of members were on my neck because of vested interest. Yes, I do not want to name them. No. I'm under oath. For dignity purposes.
Madam Speaker.
Allow the Honorable.
Yes, no, those are great allegations.
Yeah, let
Madam Speaker.
Proceed. Waziri,
Madam
you
Speaker.
don't have to name anybody, but just say what it is. Proceed.
Madam Speaker, I think that is a grave allegation towards members. Unless he substantiates, he should withdraw.
You cannot just start. It's a grave allegation before the House, Madam Speaker. This information is going to the news members, is going to homes. If he made a vow to protect the Katiba. So if you know some people who are stealing money, let them be mentioned. Then we issue warrant of arrest. That has been a rhetoric that has been going around for many years. Let us get those.
Point of information, Madam Speaker, so that he can respond on the same. Madam Speaker, we are transacting very serious matters of county importance. If honorable members, you go, Maeke, kindly listen to me. Honorable members, if you just go straight to your walls, so that you can know how strong this matter is. Madam Speaker, there are some bloggers who have gone on social media and said, Waziri, you are using a lot of energy addressing incompetent MCAs. It's only less than 15% of MCAs getting your point. I like how you are articulating your points, kudos. And those who have sent the messages are in the WhatsApp group, the official WhatsApp group, Madam Speaker. So you can see, Madam Speaker, some of the things that members are aggrieved about can be substantiated. And the honorable member who has sent those messages is seated in this house. So the county assembly also ought to follow up and know where are those people sending these messages from and who are they, because their names are also displayed well on those walls and they are known.
Honorable Speaker.
Chair. Madam Speaker.
Earlier in the morning, I made an application, and up to now you have not given your verdict. Should we admit information which is not authentic, which is anonymous, in case one has issue with this house, there are avenues which are provided by our standing orders. Let that particular person outside there do a petition, bring it to the clerk of the county assembly. The clerk will bring it to you, you approve it, comes here. If we open an avenue of members to bring information which are not authentic, we will be tampering with the smooth operation of this house.
Madam Chair, on the grave allegation toward members, I'm pleading that you give directive that the CCM withdraws or substantiates the statement. This is a grave allegation.
Madam Chair.
And why is it that it's only one particular member who is getting information? Why not another member? That means you have a malicious intention with that. One particular member.
Madam Speaker, the issue I'm raising,
Madam Chair.
the issue I'm raising is not about the
members. Who is it? Madam Speaker, who is that member who is being said, you know, as ECM is a very powerful person.
Honorable Mike, I have not given you permission. Honorable Majority.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'll make a ruling on all these members.
Madam Chair.
Proceed.
The matter we are discussing, Madam Chair, there are so many meetings.
Can we have one meeting?
Madam Chair, the matter we are discussing is a matter, we called it a matter of county importance. That is why I'm not surprised that a lot of people would have their say, whether true or not. But this is a house of procedure and facts. So I beg you members, if you do not really have the facts as they are, please let us not pick information from unreliable and unverifiable source and make it part of our. So I beg that we concentrate on the answers the ECM is giving us that might help us, and desist from quoting third parties that cannot be part of this proceeding to substantiate what they are saying, because they are outside. Thank you, Madam Chair.
This is the ruling. This is the ruling. Let me just finish with this matter of anonymous caller. I don't know, information that is not verified. Waziri has also said something else. We have the law that guides us on such issues. Our standing order, number 87, 1 and 2, and I want to go and read, then after which I'll just make my pronouncements. 87, a member shall be responsible for the accuracy of any facts which the member alleges to be true and may be required to substantiate any such facts instantly. 2, if a member has sufficient reasons to convince the Speaker that the member is unable to substantiate the allegations instantly, the Speaker shall require that such member substantiates the allegations not later than next sitting day, failure to which the member shall be deemed to be disorderly within the meaning of the standing order 108, which calls it a grave disorder, unless the member withdraws the allegations and gives a suitable apology, if the Speaker so requires. This is a house of procedure, members, and in as much as you want to say this is a committee, General Oversight Committee, it is still manned or managed by our standing orders. So, any member who knows truly that I have no facts about some allegations, they cannot substantiate. I want to believe that they should not go ahead and make such grave allegations. Any member who, in the case of Waziri, who said has some members who have been on his neck, Waziri, please, if you know you are not able to substantiate what you're just about to say, you had better withdraw the statement or stick to it and substantiate. But I would advise from where I sit that you withdraw. That's my advice. For the other information that we have been given and it has no basis, honorable members, Honorable Amaida, if for sure you have you can't substantiate, just leave that information alone. Thank you. Members, let's proceed. Yeah. Waziri finalized on the first set. We can take another set. Honorable Katiti. Sorry? No, I've already given I advised him to withdraw. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Please don't leave members.
Madam Speaker,
with this.
Madam Speaker, I've just said I receive numerous calls and SMSs, transfer somebody here and there, but I can't establish mens rea. Guilty mind in it. Yeah. So up to that extent, I do withdraw.
Waziri PK, you can explain once what mens rea is to the other members. Thank you, Waziri, for taking that bold one. I believe you had finished with the first set. I can take another set of questions, members, and then... Anybody with a question? Members, we said we want clarifications. We said we wanted information. I brought the CEC to come and give you that clarification. So what is now the problem? Yeah, thank you. Honorable Katiti, I had identified you. Honorable Joanna, Honorable PK, and then Honorable Maundu. Honorable Grace, and Honorable Mulinge, in that order. Honorable Ndwiki, Honorable Mutie, Honorable Laki. Everybody will say what they want to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mine is just to go straight to Waziri. You have confirmed that the revenue streams are fully automated. Is that okay?
Yes, he has said that many
if
times.
Yes?
Yes, many times.
Then he cannot tell us about the sharing ratio from the supplier and the count. What the sharing formula, the sharing ratio of the profit that the supplier should be getting. And he said that lies with the Katibu from the ICT.
He said that it is in form of percentages.
Yeah.
And he didn't have exact percentage within.
But
here.
how can you,
Yes.
my question is, how can a fully automated system function function without prior agreements with the Waziri? Because he's the policy maker, he's sat with those people, and we still have the Kativ ICT with us here, who can still substantiate what is happening. On the other thing, Waziri, you have confirmed that our revenue collections is on a positive trajectory. It's going up. We should also see a replica of the same on the ground when it comes to the implementation of the projects that the county has to undertake. Because as we see now, almost all the departments, almost nothing is going on or is happening. When it comes to Mlika Mwises, the boss, and all other things. So take that on mind. This one, though I don't know whether it lies square on you, but I relate it this way. There are two staffs that are paid outside IPPD. Those workers, those staffs, the employees. Sometimes I suspect that may be happening because some of the word and means that were employed by the Public Service Board, they are not even employed under word and means. They are doing the work as word and means, but they are employed as under solid waste management. So go and confirm. The other thing, so those are my questions. Kindly consider them and address them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Joanna.
Thank you, Chair. I want to appreciate Waziri for taking us through most of the questions. I have one or two issues. And the first one, what Honorable Katiti is trying to say is that, and which I concur with, is that a percentage and at most in our context should be at most a 2 digits number at most. And I am sure we may not be giving more than 10%. If finance CECM, you are the custodian of the finances in the county. I don't agree with you when you say you cannot tell. I can agree with you when you say you cannot recall the figure, the amount. Because if it is 576,220,000, that one you cannot memorize. But a figure which is in some either MOU or whatever the contract, that one should have been the first thing.
Karibuni sana. Thank you so much for coming.
Hey, that shirt has seen better days. Mara, it's your faded shirt. Mara, it's your faded roof. Look at our roof. From Mabati Rolling Mills. Still as vibrant after all these years. Unlike your shirt.
Yes, MRM steel roofing tiles are made using advanced color coating technology that makes the color last.
The tiles are even wider, so you use less pieces.
Which saved us money. So you mean Mabati Rolling Mills saves you money?
Yeah!
Steal the show with versatile, oriental and elegantile steel roofing tiles. Backed by a genuine warranty only from Mabati Rolling Mills. Visit our dealership or call us today at 0788 202020.
You are not aware and you are not privy to the terms of that contract. When we give an offer, the acceptance and the consideration is that I'm willing to pay this amount of money. The supplier said, I'm going to give you the system. Now, you as the consumer, you offered and then said, I'm going to give you this certain amount, a certain percentage. That certain percentage is what we want. We don't want, if for example it's 1.5 per month, we don't want that equivalent to 200,676,790. That one you cannot remember. But you can remember 1.5%. Therefore, Waziri, my question is as simple as that. And then as I sit down, we have talked about issue of Auditor General, whereby the General said that two employees, they shared the same bank account. Two employees shared the same bank account, tied on the people who are paid outside the IPPD. And then the last one. Madam Chair, we have very Waziri is consulting. The pressure is increasing or decreasing? It decreases. Then the last one, Waziri, I'm very aware and cognizant to the fact that when the assembly started doing its oversight, Governor said that the assembly must do its own oversight job, which you are doing as a mandate of the Constitution, which we are doing. Then you went ahead and you formed RRI, something rapid resource initiative about the collection of revenues, whereby all the chief officers, all the other CCMs, they are on the ground on that program. Now, when we came, we had sub-county revenue officers. And the sub-county revenue officers, Waziri went ahead and you took away their mandate, sub-county revenue officers. We don't have sub-county revenue officers. And then you make an RRI to ensure that there is enforcement to collect more revenues. Therefore, as you respond, kindly can you talk about the sub-county revenue officers whom you have just dismissed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable PK. Honorable Grace, you are to follow. Then Honorable Maundu and Honorable Mulinge in that order. Honorable Evelyn after Mulinge. Sorry, there's a mix-up. Okay. I still remember you. Mheshimiwa Mutie, Mheshimiwa Kaloi, Mheshimiwa Ndwiki, Mheshimiwa Lucky. You'll follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to first of all say thank you to Waziri Kuyu for coming. From last week, these are the questions were really burning honorable members because we really did need clarity with regards to finance. We know money makes things move. And for us to see development in the county, we needed to know where our money is stuck. Does it need some oil? We grease those engines to make sure that they are moving. And we are happy that you've come here. One of the things I'm very interested about it's of course not the whole Machakos County, but also my interest more it's in Matungulu constituency. You've mentioned that we have a potential of collecting 1.3 billion. But this is the potential you've mentioned. But then what currently we are collecting is 271 million Kenya shillings. I'd like to know what disability does your docket or the ministry have that is causing us not be able to reach this amount of money? Because if we have the potential of this, it means we might be having goons who have already exploited and they are collecting this, taking it to their pockets. And our people are suffering on a daily basis. demanding projects to be done, demanding projects to be completed, and asking for works as a Machakos County that's doing. And that cuts across all other sub-counties in Machakos. We need to know what disability it's in that docket. And yet you've requested for money to make sure that we collect more finances. We've employed more revenue collectors. So we need to be seeing it projecting. The other question is this. You have said we've increased our revenue collection in terms of from the previous regime and all that. But yet what our people are asking is, yes, there is more collection of revenue, but where are the development that they need to be replicated in our community? In regards to that, you've mentioned other waziris are sleeping on their job. And we want actually to mention this as honorable members. One of the things, members, you know, us as MCAs, we don't have a kitty, right or wrong? Do we have a kitty? And when we pass budgets here, Mr. Kuyu, there is not a single day as honorable members we've ever denied the docket any money. Right, members? We've done budgets and also done supplementary budgets. So when we pass this money, and this, I need to send this signal even to the other ministers. When we give you money to work for our people, that's exactly what we mean, and we mean business. Governor and us, we were elected. You were appointed. A huge difference. And it's us that we get to be asked development by our people in the county. And like we said, we will not be playing table tennis here. And I'm glad you've submitted the works that you've done on your part. What we want to make sure is, the other waziris, kila mtu atabeba mzigo wake. As sisi tumechaguliwa, tutabeba mzigo wetu 2027. But before then, tutahakikisha nyinyi wote mmebeba mzigo yenu. Work must be done in our county. We want to see our ECD classes completed. We want to see the boreholes functioning. We want to see medication in our hospitals. We want to see our mulika mwizis in our markets working, because we've given you money to do that. And it's high time, honorable members. We need to start firing and hiring. If people are not delivering to the people of our county, we cannot have people sleeping. Wanakunywa maji ya dasani kwa maofisi, while our people are not having water in the offices. If they are constantly being told to give the requisitions, they are told meet the deadline, and none of them is actually doing that. Why do we need them in the office? Do we need them in the office? These people need to go. If you can't work, we have other members of this county who are qualified, who can actually do that work. And so, Waziri, as you stand, we need to know how can we maximize to get our full potential in the revenue collection. And specifically, of course, I'll be talking about Cheleni, and to anyone who thinks that they can silence us for asking what is right for our people, you are in for a rude shock. We shall demand what is right for our people. Whether they like it or not, services will be seen in our community. Our work is to oversight. We give money and we shall oversight. Members, as I sit down, we want to make sure that our people, as we keep on doing our public participations and all that, when Waziri, we go to the ground, please make sure everything that you tell our people, we make sure that is actually done. Because we, the elected, are the ones carrying the cross, insulted on the social media, right, members? Booed and the burials and all that. But then we must make sure that our work is done. So to the rest of our waziris, we shall be calling you very soon. I know you are watching. Very soon, we shall be having a general meeting here. And you shall answer to us. So kindly, you better submit whatever you need to submit, whether you've been doing your work or not. And I can tell you for a fact, we shall sit down with our governor and we shall start firing and hiring other people. We only have 2 years to submit work to our people. And to any bloggers, the affordable bloggers, keep on being affordable. But our people, lazima tuwafanyie kazi. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Maundu, and take the shortest time possible.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand here to get information from the ECM, and especially on the workers who are on the revenue docket. Madam Speaker, when the ECM was addressing this House, he spoke of Katani and other areas where they are collecting our revenue. Honorable Speaker, there is something called motivation. And I know, and I am aware, I am a unionist. The county government, the national government, is at liberty to transfer or to deploy its workforce to any places that they wish they can work from. Honorable Speaker, 2-3 weeks back, I attended a meeting that was at the White House as a member of Labor Committee. And I remember very well, Honorable Speaker, the county secretary on addressing the congregates, he said the time was over when our young girls, women who are working in the county were to get promotions through looking at the roof. Honorable Speaker, facing the roof. Thank you, Chair. Honorable Speaker, I have a very serious concern on this. Recently, the Department of Finance deployed a few individuals, and I quote in quotes, a few individuals who are in the Finance Department. And they were transferred and deployed because on not doing favors to the appointing authority. That is the ECM. I want to know, ECM and your department, because I can subsidiate this, Honorable Speaker. I am ready to subsidiate. I am ready to name, to call names here and tell this House, the people who were deployed, some of them, Honorable Speaker, are master's degree holders from the University of Nairobi. How do you deploy a master's degree holder from an office to a sweeping position? How? Is that motivation or demotivation, Honorable Speaker? I would wish the ECM and this department could answer to that. Honorable Speaker, I stand here yes, when the ECM is ready, I can proceed after consultations.
Proceed. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think the ECM is ready. Then one honorable Maida, when he was addressing this House, he spoke of 2 people or 3 people manning a quarry.
And I wonder how 3 people, 4 people would man a quarry that is collecting over 3 million shillings a day. While in Kangundo Road, a place called Joska, you will find, what is it called? Revenue collectors, whatever staff. Zakayo. On a light note. Honorable Speaker, at Joska, you will find more than 5, 6, 7, 8 staff manning one roadblock. Says points. From there, Honorable Speaker, a place called Mutalia, which is barely a kilometer away, you will find another 10 people manning the same kind of and from there you go to Komarok and you find a motor vehicle that is now a mobile collecting center where you find assess officers using county vehicle. 5, 4, 6 of them. Go to Nguluni and our story can continue. Past Kangundo you'll find a rope across the road. How are these people, Honorable Speaker, transparent and collecting the so required revenue to this county? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Mlinge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, before I start, one of our honorable members alleged that when the executive fails, the assembly fails. Madam Speaker, I will say it is not true by giving an example of that when a teacher teaches a student very well and the student fails to prepare, fails to read, when the student fails, that is not a responsibility of the teacher. Because the teacher, when the teacher was a student in his exams, he scored well, and that is the reason why he was given to be a teacher. Madam Speaker, much has been said, but I would like to thank the CCM and his staff because he has elaborated so much. But one thing that came to me, he dwelled so much on year 2025, 2026. Why am I saying he dealt so much on year 2025? He was saying, this is what we are going to do after getting automation machine. But the reason why, Madam Speaker, we invited the CCM, we were having issues with financial year 2023, 2024, 2024, 2025. And one of the issue that came out very clearly, and that is that I was expecting the CCM to answer it very well, was why on those 2 years, 2023, 2025, of revenue has been insignificant, has been very poor, and the reason why I'm saying insignificance, because in year 2023, 2024, he had given us a projection of 4 billion, but we collected a very lower percentage. In my calculation, that is 1.4, and in my calculation equates to 26%. Very, very, very far below. What I need to ask from the CCM, because he explained to us this year they indeed mapping of the resources, but he told us, for instance, like Machakos count can collect 2.2 billion, but because of other tight factors, they cannot be in a position to collect that. And one of the factors he told us was resources. So now my question here is, why do we have to put high projections that we cannot meet? Year 2022, 2023, 2024, the projection was 4 billion. Year 20, and we collected 1.4. Year 2024, yes, we collected 1.5 whatever. And again, the CCM is not telling us the reason why the revenue is increasing. Not because they have closed the gaps, but we must understand Machakos count earlier on was more on agriculture, but every financial year a lot of people get into the business, meaning that revenue has to increase. So the significance increase on my side, it is informed by many people starting doing business, but not the department working hard to make sure it is collecting more. So the question here is, do you understand the implication of putting higher projections that we cannot meet? Because number one, if we fail to meet the required projections, we must supplement. Departments, they will put projects, and because we have not hit to our projection, we fail to achieve that. Number two, because of that projection, we also budget on the wage bill increases because we cheated ourselves. This is what we can collect, and we fail to hit the target. The third question, why is the pending bills year 23, 24 have increased? Because we had a budget for that. Why the contractors are not paid? And lastly, because docket of finance, we talk about resources. Waziri, we interact with big fingers. We walk, we talk about big fingers. Even right now, we are talking about big fingers, and calculating about big fingers, but the replica in the ground is indifferent. Boards are not functioning. Mulika Mwisis, it is a forgotten story. But I remind you, year 2022, 2023, we collected 1 billion. But we did ECD classes, dams were scooped, and even we tried at least through some of Mulika Mwisis they were working on. So, collecting more, but we are not getting services. Where is the problem? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, let me give you an opportunity. Just 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have not...
But be brief.
I'll be very brief.
I know you for being brief.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Definition for the word management. Management is an art of having things done through others. And here comes in what we call delegation. Transfer of duties from a senior manager to a junior manager. Honorable Speaker, what is happening in the county? We have the topmost middle, and the lowest level. And I'm very sure the issues we are raising here may not be in the topmost management level, because from what we are getting from members, it is where the revenue is being collected, that's where we have issues. So, Honorable Speaker, what I would advise the department, that once we delegate the issue of supervision, be there. It is evident that supervision is not done properly. Again, Honorable Speaker, some of the issues being raised here about these pending bills. Honorable Speaker, from where I stand, one of the cause of this high pending bill is untimely procurement. Because once we close the year and that what was supposed to be paid was not paid, it becomes a pending bill. So, Honorable Speaker, what I would advise is that we do procurement the right time, so that we can be able to do what is required of us. Again, Honorable Speaker, from what I'm getting from members, the issue of overcrowded officers manning is a small issue. If you send 10 people to go and harvest honey from one beehive, 10, and you send another one person to go and harvest honey in another beehive, where do you expect to get the highest yield? Of course, the one which is being harvested by one person, I'm very sure the bucket will be full. But the one which is being harvested by 10, it will be either 3/4 or halfway. Honorable Speaker, lastly, Jim, we did benchmarking. Myself and Mheshimiwa Karo, together with the ECM finance that time, that was Honorable Maleti. We went to Meru County, and Honorable Speaker, what we gathered from Meru County, the revenue officers were given 1 month leave. And these parking boys who are within the town, they were all collected, trained, what we call military drills or paramilitary drills, on how to march, how to salute, and how to welcome people. They were assigned to man all the parking areas where the vehicles are parked. Honorable Speaker, when a driver comes with a vehicle, the parking boys will show him where to park, and when he's alighting, they march and they salute and they say, "Welcome to Meru County." Then after saying, "Welcome to Meru County," the second word will be, "Liva ushuru, jenga Meru." Honorable Speaker, these parking boys, within 1 month, they collected 4 times what was being collected by revenue officers. So, Honorable Speaker, the issue I started with, the issue of management, the issue of supervision. Waziri Kuyu and your colleagues, if we send people to do something there, we have to supervise. Why are you here, Waziri? You are here because of what we call vicarious liability. Some people were said to do certain tasks and they refuse to do it. And because they don't feel to be summoned here, you are here. So, Honorable Speaker, what we are doing here, as an assembly, we want to ensure that Machakos County correct revenue so that we can have enough so that we can be able to discharge the mandates and give projects to our people. Honorable Speaker, we have been singing for the last 2 months. Fuel, 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 fuel. Now the rain is with us. If we are not careful, we may not be able to do our roads. Why are we here? Poor and untimely procurement. So, Honorable Waziri, with all due respect, we support the government of the day, but we must tell you that we must do things differently moving forward. The way we are now, we have been doing from yesterday, today, as from tomorrow, we need to be more smart. Let us do what is supposed to be done the right time. Then, Honorable Speaker, because I don't want to speak.
The very last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Mheshimiwa Kuyu has excavated himself from the blame which was there. And it is good that he has come out clearly, so that we don't crucify him for no apparent reason. I'm just calling on other CCM in other departments. Please, 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 let us do what is required of us. Let us do it correctly, and let us do it the right time. The meaning of the definition of discipline is doing the right thing, right time, and doing it rightly. We don't want to have every time calling one CCM here, we spend the whole day. Another day we call another CCM here. We will spend almost the whole session dealing with the CCM. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to request that today's session be deterrence to any other officer who might be sleeping on his or her job. Let it act as deterrence, so that we reduce the number of these general oversight committees. This is the second general oversight committee I've ever attended since I came to Machakos 2017. We had one last regime, and this is the second one. Let us try to minimize. And I'm very sure from today's proceedings, things are going to be done the right way. Honorable Speaker, I want to say thank you, and also thank honorable members. I can see everybody here is energetic. It is almost now some minutes to 6, but everybody is ready to work. Why are we ready to work? Because we want to ensure that our country prosper. So let us have that energy, and today's interaction, let it be taken as something which was done in good faith, because this county belongs to all of us. And nobody will come out of another country, any county, to come and solve problems of Machakos. As you are all aware, the county assembly is the highest decision-making organ of the county. If we don't solve our problem, who will solve the problems of Machakos? But I'm very sure today we have discharged our mandate, and things are going to get the right direction. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Is it about tea? No. No, just wait. Let's just, let me give this side an opportunity. Mheshimiwa Kaviu, please. Point of information. No. Mheshimiwa Laki. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes. Sorry.
And Madam Chair. I want to say today is a big day, and it's a great day for Machakos County. For we have seen a different Kuyu, and I want also to note that actually even in his opening speech, he didn't even use the name Kuyu. So it is good we go back and forget about Kuyu and go back to use Muia, for we have a different finance minister. Madam Speaker, I want to say mine is in the line of the strategy of collecting revenue. My minister, Mr. Kuyu, I would want to say maybe you are not meeting the targets because of the strategy you are using. Minister, we have strategy, you have the system in the hospitals to collect revenue, whereby you are saying it is cashless.
But when I went around these hospitals, the system is damn failing. The system can work for 2 patients and go off for an hour. And those patients are not allowed to use any other way. So my minister, I would request you recheck the system, because the system, due to its up and down, may also resort to very low collection of our revenue. I would request you go back, because I remember I went one hospital and we used 3 hours and treated three patients in the system. Factually, I can attest to that. Another point, another strategy is we collect this revenue from our people, and if our people don't embrace the revenue collection, we are deemed to get very little. We are collecting revenue even to our agricultural lands, whereby even a mama akijenga choo anaitishwa pesa ya kujenga hiyo choo. This one will also make us lose revenue, because even the lorry that will be bringing that mama mawe will not be hired. So the quarries will also not get revenue because the mama is not constructing, and we lose revenue in that line. So I'm trying to appeal to your ministry, as you put your strategies to collect revenue, remember you are collecting revenue from your people, and you balance your revenue collection with the people you are asking the revenue, and the development we also need to be going on in our areas. Because currently there is very minimal, rather nil development in our rurals, because our administrators and rather the collecting of agents are too many. Like Mr. Ndawa said, Honorable Ndawa said, you have employed too many to collect, and people are not happy with the revenue system of collection. So our minister, as you employ to collect more, maybe the system may also lead, may punch our people, and our people may look negative the issue of collecting of revenue, and at the end of it all, they will not be happy giving out revenue. So I would request you, and especially those of us who live in agricultural lands, we don't expect collection of revenue from constructing a kitchen. Somebody is doing a store outside. Our double cabs are always going around in the villages. We request you to take care of our people so that they can give you revenue amply and very informed. So take care of our people back in the villages, and it is good today. You've given us a very good information that if an administrator is seen collecting revenue, that is a rogue officer. We are subject to that. Even at my place, one of our administrators was clobbered by residents when he was asking for money. So that is good information to us. We are going to send to our people, and we want to take leave that you are not saying we are inciting our people not to give revenue, but not to give revenue to the wrong people. So take it that we are going to tell our people, if it is not a revenue officer, and we need them to have badges, they need to be uniformed, because others are using smart suits and ties to intimidate our people to give revenue. Separate these people, Mr. Finance Minister. We want to give revenue, we want to collect more revenue, but our system and strategy may be taking us back. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I'm taking questions. Honorable Kaloi, Honorable Mwoki, then Mheshimiwa Ndwiki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Deputy Majority, I'm sorry.
I'll be so brief on this. I wish to ask Waziri about the pending bills. And we hear of KRA. And if the KRA bill constitutes of one of the bills that the county is facing, and to how much does the county government, the KRA, owes the county government of Machakos? And is it affecting the plans of running the county government? Is it affecting maybe even like now there is delay in salary to the employees of the county government, disbursement to the assembly? Is it being the reason maybe the KRA is also on the county's money so that our people are not getting the salaries? The assembly is not getting its share. So I think, Waziri, as you answer those, let everybody carry its cross. Without revenue, our wards are disadvantaged in terms of developments. We need this revenue to assist Her Excellency to achieve our agenda and manifesto. So kindly, Waziri, without so much saying, let's ensure that the revenue that is supposed to be collected goes to the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Mwaki Musila.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would want first of all to start by congratulating the CECM for eloquently answering our questions. Going back again, at one point he mentioned that he has 9 sub-counties. I wanted to bring to his attention that from 22nd of November last year, Ndivini is another sub-county. So can you please up your game and see Ndivini as a potential collection or whatever you call it, a center or something. Earlier on in the day, I had spoken to your CEO, Mr. Otieno, and I'm encouraging him to next week, and we did agree that on Tuesday we'll be putting a new revenue collection point in my place, because I would want to tell you or to bring to your attention, Bwana CECM, that we are losing a lot of revenue from Ndivini sub-county. We are doing a lot of agriculture along the Tana River, and that agriculture, we want to collect revenue from the lorries that are transporting vegetables, nyanyas and all that. So I'm coming to connect that with the failure of us doing roads in Ndivini. If only we take or we did those Maram roads to the river, the farmers who are doing irrigations there, and even not only those who are doing in Machakos side, the ones who are in Bere, our neighbor, Embu, because we are nearer to the market, most likely they will want to transport their produce through Machakos and through our revenue collection centers. So I'm trying to appeal to the CECM, this issue of procurement, it is taking ages to be done. These roads, these mafuta, what do you call it? The fuel, we call it what? Sorry? Shut up. The amounts that are allocated. Thank you.
Proceed.
Thank you, Bwana PK, for your unsolicited misadvice. What I'm talking about is the fuel that we are given by the county to do our roads. What I'm trying to say to the CECM, because he's in the picture, and the CEO or the CECM roads, to hasten the process so that we can get our roads to the required areas, and as such, we are going to add to the kitty of revenue, and by doing so, our county will be going even higher. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndwiki, then Honorable.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I won't take much time.
Yes.
I first want to comment about revenue streams. Mr. CSM, we have revenue streams which are not working and which does not bring money to this our account of Machakos, Madam Speaker. Madam Chair, for instance, in Mlolongo, we don't have bus park, and we have buses and matatus over 5, in fact, over 1,000 a daily. Not 1,000, thousands of matatus passing by Mlolongo, and they pay 0 to this count. Madam Speaker, and we lose a lot of revenue through that, Madam Speaker, because we have wrong revenue officers who collect money.
Let's have one meeting.
We have revenue officers and administrators who camp there and collect 50, 100 from matatus. And as a count, we get nothing. So how is the Waziri of Finance doing on this matter? Because we lose a lot of revenue on this matter. Number 2, we lack market. Like in my place, we don't have controlled market. We have thousands of traders who pay individuals cash to be shown somewhere to put a kiosk and be paying cash to individuals. Madam Speaker, that cash should come to our account because we lost a lot of revenue, Madam Speaker. And government and account officers are involved in these wreck businesses. They are involved in these cartels. And they are untouchable, Madam Speaker, because they have money. In fact, even if they can't listen to an MCA, because me to them, I'm so junior in financial wise, because they have a lot of money that they consult the state, Madam Speaker. So how is what steps does the minister take to ensure that we maximize revenue, our potential of collecting revenue in our areas? I also want to talk about mpaka to market. We have marketplaces, informal marketplaces, and most of the traders come at night. I want to bring to your attention that we have over 50 lorries that load goods in Mlolongo at night, vegetables at night from midnight to 2 p.m. from 4 years. And that man does not go to the pocket of the count. But we have count officers who come and collect that man. And the goods are loaded along the roads. They are loaded in streets. In Samani, there is no control in business in Mlolongo and most parts of Machakos. So what is the county doing to ensure that we collect all the monies? I'm going to Quares. I don't want to talk much, because if I talk much about that, I may be doing something. But I want to speak little about them. A certain fort asked me, Mheshimiwa, where is your lorry? We take care of lorries of Mheshimiwas and big people in the county, and we have not seen your lorry in this Quares. So I want to bring to your attention that Mr. Waziri, that we have lorries, and I don't know whether you are aware that the tax for the quarries, most of the road pass in Mlolongo, but inspectorate officers are not answerable to those. They cannot stop those lorries to check for receipts, to check for the receipts. They are under instruction that you should not interfere with the lorries. You just look for the sticker, but the other licenses, don't interfere with it. Are you aware that the inspectorate officers, they are only required to just inspect the sticker only, but not any other licenses as far as the lorries from quality is concerned? Yes, that is the truth from the ground. And you need to go and make a fact, you search whether that is true or not true. So, finally, on that collection of tax, we have honorable members here who knows about their areas, where the monies, where the leakages are. Do you work with the elected honorable members to identify such issues as the minister? Because our work is oversight. We don't want to get to that line. But we have information that can help you collect more even than what you require to collect. But revenue officers come alone, they don't know where to do. They are just blind, and they don't have the right guidance. So we are offering ourselves as honorable members to guide this ministry where the leakages are and to fill the leakages. Finally, through Madam Speaker, we have a special program that was called a spatial planning through the Department of Land. That started 2 years ago. The consultant has not been paid. When we talked to the departmental heads, they thought that they did the liquidation last year. They recommended that the consultant should be paid, and up to now, nothing has been paid. So we want to know, I want personally as the chairland to know what is the problem. Because once that spatial planning project is accomplished, this count of ours will have the potential to collect double of what we collect. Because we have industries in the area of residentials, we have shops in the area of farming. We want plan in our place, and this plan will help us a lot in that. So we have stalemate in that project. We attended a meeting with the consultant and the expertise. The work was well planned, well articulated with professionals, but it has stalled. When we inquired, we were told that everything stopped at your desks. So why are you not willing to pay those who are doing good work for this count and the work that will enlarge the territories of collective revenue in our area? So I want that answer because it's very crucial. And not to talk much in Mlolongo. You need to visit there. We have every potential. Kuna wamama wa boga ambao wanalipa that bob. But they don't deserve to pay that amount because there are no services offered to them. There is no market. There are no cleaning services in there. In fact, if you allow me to go and tell them that they should stop paying until they get services that they should get from the county, it would be a good idea for them. Because they get nothing from the county. So we need to put our markets together. We control our markets so that we get revenues. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the basis of today's workshop is a result of the poor management of resources and corruption and all matters which has meant to meet us here is because of the various reports which has been brought to this house. And I think CCM, I think now you are well acquainted or aware of the contents of all those reports. CCM, what I can inform you, the big business which has brought us here or which has meant us to be elected is to our people to get good service or to get service delivery to our people. And that is not the case as per now. So I'm urging you to enhance now service delivery because every department is complaining. And let me now talk about the issue of Matungulu. Yesterday you heard there was a Chanzavi eruption. Reason behind Chanzavi eruption was your officers are collecting money here and there, pretending that you are the one who sent them to collect. Because on Saturdays, they said there is an Arambe, they have been sent to collect some money. So, if within the 9 sub-counties, Matungulu is one of the sub-county where there is no discipline in terms of revenue collection, we urge you, plus your department, to do something very fast. Because that is a very big mess happening in Matungulu. A lot of money are being collected by individuals. And yet, we have poor roads, we don't have roads, and we don't have medicine. And yet, we are boasting that we have a potential to collect 1.3 billion. We need service which is equivalent to what we are intending to collect from us. Lastly, I represent the interests of the people of Tala. And the market, the condition of the market is very bad. And you tend to inform me Tala is within Tala Kangundo municipality. We want the full status of municipality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Digital, then Honorable Pasi.
Thank you, Chair. I'm adding a point which Mheshimiwa Ndwiki has shared in terms of revenue, whereby we have a case of Matungulu, this place called Koma. We have a bus terminal which was constructed almost 4 years. In fact, it was constructed during the last regime by His Excellency Mutua. And that terminal, it is part of Machakos resources, whereby the vehicles, those all comes the way from Nairobi. They station at Malaa, whereby, as Ndwiki has said, all those vehicles, they don't pay revenue. My concern, which is very critical to Waziri, we are aware there is a problem between the county government and Komarok Housing. It is my advice to you, at least if possible, work on this matter, conclude the problem, so that all the vehicles, which are more than 300 daily, which transmit in Malaa, they can at least be adding to Koma, whereby the county can collect money. At least we can see more services. And at the end of the day, Wanahinji of Machakos at least can see the replica of the revenue.
Let's
in
have
the
one
same
meeting, Honorable Maeke. One meeting.
In the same issues of revenue, I believe members of this county assembly have shared measures concerning on matters of management. It is of very great importance, if possible, at least Waziri to see and work with overall changes, at least to ensure that people at Matungulu are taken to Masinga. People at Masinga, they are taken to Machakos. People from Yatta, at least also, they go to Adriva. Because already the cartels are there. And what I'm very sure is, we are not going to end this problem unless there is overall changes. When Governor Wavinya tries to see this ministry is doing better than the other one is doing weaker than the other, he does the changes. And by the changes, we see some development equally to the national government. Therefore, it's up to you, Waziri Kuyu. At least, mwezi wa 4 ukifika, at least tunapoenda kusema hii ni Pasaka, pea watu wa Machakos Pasaka yao. Na Pasaka ile wanataka, badilisha au watu, kila mtu atolewe ile station yako. Na please ensure that where there are those quarries, those interested people are taken away from that area. Machakos belongs to all of us. Machakos belongs to the people of Machakos, and we need to see the development. And the development we can see is, if at all, we are taking care of Mwananchi. Then in the same issues of revenue, when we get more revenue, it is a sure bet that we are getting development. Meaning at the end of the day, let's not collect revenue from our people and we are not giving services. Our roads are bad. I was in Cheleni the other day. The roads are very poor. And it's one of the places which gives this county a lot of money. And therefore, it is very important, Waziri Kuyu. You have said at least kila waziri na kila chief officer achukue msalaba wake. Lakini anapoenda kuchukua msalaba, 80% they are blaming on you. So what I can say, please sit down with them, share the problem, and work out for the people of Machakos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Pasi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Me is about a procurement process. Waziri, we give all the department budgets on time. But in the process of procurement, you take a lot of time to procure the project. What are the measurements you are going to take to make sure that the procurement is on time? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are going to wind up this by Honorable Majority Leader. We wind up this.
Madam Speaker, Muia, I'm a ranking member. I've not contributed to this issue.
Okay. Yes. Then it is after Mheshimiwa Majority, the contribute.
Mheshimiwa Majority to conclude.
Mheshimiwa Mwanga, please, it's your time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
proceed,
Okay,
Mheshimiwa.
thank you. Madam Speaker, last Monday we were here, and I passionately talked on how someone cannot stop diarrhea. And I'm not on that today. And I want to be far from that today. What I want to say is what has come out from the ECM finance. And it's my hope that he has listened carefully to what these members have raised. And the reason these members felt agitated and why we came together as an house, it is because of the push of the people who sent us here to this assembly. We had no vendetta against you. I know a lot had been said outside there, but I think you can testify that you have found a friendly, a mature assembly. We have talked much for the last 2 years. And I want to assure you, and to the other ministers who are listening and who have listened to the contribution by these members, the honeymoon is over. Some love now is lost between the couples. Because when you go for honeymoon, maybe that is the time one of the two couples will conceive. And after giving birth, automatically some love is lost between the two couples. It is lost. Why? Because there is another creature which has come up out of the love. That is why I'm saying, and this is not what I'm saying. It is not me saying. It is these members, the majority of these members, and especially the elected members who have a responsibility to answer to their electorate. Mr. Waziri, you have said you were not to blame. We get awed of the CEOs, the accounting officers, and the members now, because we have been told, circulars have been sent to them, and the Waziri has submitted those circulars to us. Madam Chair, I think it is prudent enough. Copies are meant. Copies are meant. Because maybe their committees will be inviting their respective CEOs to their sittings on Monday, so that we can argue and ask them, basing our argument on those two circulars. He talks of two circulars. Finally, Waziri, when you were talking about your projections, I was listening very carefully. And you said you are projecting to have 2.2 billion from Mavoko sub-county and 2.1 from Machakos. And comparing the two sub-counties, surely, Waziri, it is in Mavoko where we have quarries. It is in Mavoko where we have estates coming up. It is in Mavoko where we have factories and industries. And in Machakos, we don't have quarries, and if they are there, they are minimal. You cannot compare with those in Mavoko. You cannot compare the factories and industries which are in Mavoko to those are in Machakos. Those in Machakos are minimal. Please, Mr. Waziri, maybe the projection you have given us to say Mavoko can almost produce the same with Machakos, you are just hiding the field village which is in Mavoko. Because members, these two sub-counties cannot be compared in terms on revenue collection. I'm not a revenue officer. I'm not an accountant. But that is the truth. With that, Madam Speaker, I beg and beseech the CCM, the CCM finance on the issue of pending bills. Let him decentralize the payment. Let him decentralize the payment. I don't know why it has been centralized to the Department of Finance. And on pending bills, we have pending bills of 2013, 2014, 2015, which have not been paid. What is the formula? What is the formula of identifying the pending bills? It is the kickback. Because some contractors are saying, I cannot be paid. I'm being asked for a kickback, which I cannot raise. You know, these are just allegations. I don't know whether it is true. But if that is true, if it is true, let's remember, we were given these positions, and this position, other people were yearning for them. And there is a God who is watching on what we are doing. And there is a God who punishes instantly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And at this point, we need to end it up with Majority Leader recapping it up. Then we give them the Waziri an opportunity to respond.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, who is also our chair for today. Madam Speaker, you will agree with me that money matters. That money matters. These members have patiently and consistently spoken of money since we started. We even had to go for a break. And do you know why money matters? Because it means if we have good enough money through on-source revenue and the exchequer, what these members were sent to do will at least come to fruition. I have had almost every member link his or her development needs at the village level to money. That if you are able to guard and collect adequate money, as Waziri has said, we have a potential, then we are able to translate the same into development, as all of us, and especially elected members, who stood and made pledges, to their electorate that if and when you elect me, I'll be able to do these things. So, to all and sundry, money matters, and we will help. This assembly is going to assist the executive to collect and protect, public taxes. I'm also very happy that we have had a very open engagement. Apart from, Madam Speaker, apart from the Honorable PK pointing at me several times, things have been very good.
Madam Speaker, I seek for your protection. Majority is not bound to speak on my behalf or his agents.
But you just said that you have been pointing at him.
He can substantiate and bring evidence. Yeah, we can have a video of the same.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Okay. We have had a very open engagement.
It has been.
And three things have come out from where I sit. That the department have a lot of administrative actions to take to streamline revenue collection in the county. And I hope, Waziri, you have noted issues of people staying in one station forever. You have heard Mheshimiwa Kava talking about sexual harassment. You have people talking about calls made and not made. So please take this administrative action. Because as an assembly, we cannot interfere administratively with your department. We can only, when we feel that we're not doing enough, call you back here, which we don't want to call you. We just need you to ensure all administrative actions that are within the law, of course, are undertaken to streamline revenue collection. Chair, We also want to promise Waziri, if you think there's any policy or any legal instrument you need from this house to enhance revenue collection, please be free to engage with the relevant committees so that we are able also to give you more power within the law to make some of these decisions about revenue collection. So I hope you will engage more with the Finance Committee and Budget Committee for any legal instrument that you may require for us to make your work easier with your department. What also has come out clearly is some revenue can be collected through political intervention. Through political intervention. Not all revenue can be collected administratively or by the executive. If there is need for us to get involved politically for you to get your money, also there are those avenues that can be discussed between the executive and us to enhance revenue collection, because all of us are for revenue enhancement. Also, what I've noted is that the blame game is over. ECM Finance, thank you very much. I saw you provide evidence saying this is what I have been able to do so far, and I don't want anyone to blame us. We will be calling the accounting officer, we will be calling the CCMs, and we will be requiring them to counter your evidence, because this blame game has gone on for a very long time. And I think from this interaction, the blame game is over. Going forward, as Mheshimiwa Mwanga have said, normally our role is oversight, and we do not want it to be taken out of context. It should not be taken out of context. We just want to see things improve so that people who elected us, people who live in Machakos, we are able to see a change of livelihood and a change of life of the people. Infrastructure is key. I hope we are looking at Machakos County to attract more investors who are going to make revenue more revenue for you. But without basic infrastructure, we may not be able to attract more investors. So let us work on infrastructure that can bring in more investors, that can make, improve the business environment, how people do business, so that they bring more money. General members, those are my observations, and I want to thank you for the open engagement we had had. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Now, I would like to ask Honorable Waziri to come and just finish up everything, the points that have been raised, the questions that have been said. And we are very happy with this engagement. Keep it up. The way you are doing it is the right way. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, Chinua Achebe said there's a reason why people gather in one area to sight the moon, while they can individually sight in their homes. I think this is a moment, and for me, I'm taking it from a very positive side. I've learned a lot. One assurance I can tell you, for sure. Iron sharpens iron. With the knowledge that I've gained here, it is not going to be business as usual. Whoever has to go so that Machakos can realize revenue will go home. So that one, take it from me. We can never talk about issues of supervision. By end of day tomorrow, a proper structure will be rolled out without delay. Because supervision is about structure. The structure will be rolled out. I'm the head of the Treasury. I'm mandated by the Constitution. My office is Constitution Office.
Yeah.
So I'll explore the powers given by Constitution and do what I'm supposed to do. These confusions, double business on revenue collection, like Mheshimiwa has put it. He whispered to me about Matungulu. I don't know, administration doing things they are not supposed to do. Even the revenue collectors themselves, they are not supposed to take cash.
So if our business, if it is our business and we don't take cash, who are these administrators? We've not, speaker after speaker, we are talking about administrators doing this, administrators are, this business must come to an end. Everybody has to take his or her own lane. I'm an appointee. The governor is very clear. She wants revenue. She's elected. You are also elected. So you suffer the same fate. So we are not going to have somebody stand between the knife and the cake. That one, take to the bank. I'll come to this house on other businesses, but not revenue. If it is issues of mass transfers, so be it. And I'm going to do them from my office. Because I'm the one who is engaging with the... By the way, unlike I'm an accounting officer of the county. And that's why most of these things which don't even touch on finance are being told. So, Madam Speaker, the issue of the sweeping of the revenue that delayed, it happened at the crossover of the year. So, and I don't want to submit, but I did a note to the banks, all the affected banks. That time, I mean to the affected bank, it is basically KCB. So that one will not. The issue of the fuel, Madam Speaker, I need to put the record straight. Why the fuel had not been given from my ministry, it is because the Ministry of Roads had not surrendered. We cannot have people jumping up and down, escaping accountability. Yes, my officers are here, and we have evidence to that effect. It is one thing to say, in the absence of people. But what I'm saying, the department had not surrendered. The previous fuel. If you don't surrender, actually, last year it was an audit issue. The way we are supposed to surrender fuel for roads is different from the way we are supposed to surrender fuel for other areas, because it's development. You are supposed to give us the number of kilometers done using that fuel. It's not an issue of giving us which machine has used how much. That is immaterial. It can use so much but not do work. So categorically, I want to appraise this house. Because what people want to do is to short circuit the processes so that they can escape. And then pushing the mess to us will not give, and you know, for you, where you sit, work has to be done. So we'll not entertain somebody not surrendering fuel. The law is very clear. My Chief Officer of Finance is here. The law mandates you to surcharge that money to an officer. Because we are not going to have somebody stand between development and the governor. The governor means well, and we are not going to allow people to mess her around. And also the elected and non-elected leaders, you all mean well for this county. So I'm told the cards have a balance of 145,000. Hold on. They did first batch. There is so much that you can't go demanding a fuel of 40 million from controller. It has to be done in batches. The first batch is already in. There's another batch which is coming up in a week's time. Members, I'm on North, and even when I'm out of Fourth, I'm a Christian. I speak the truth because I don't have to remember things. Decentralization of pending bills. You floated the idea, but we must look at what are we curing. Because behind every idea, what are we curing on this? Because I've just looked at, yes, my chief officer has a budget of 700 million is already paid almost 78%. So what is remaining is a cash flow issue. But now, even as we do that, because I've seen there are other pressing things that needs to be paid, we look at it even with the controller, through the governor, so that anything which stands on a critical path can be given priority. 2 employees sharing the same account number is not fraud. We found a system whereby people were being paid their salaries through a SACCO. Once a SACCO will give one account number so that all the money is put there, and then once it gets to the account, they share, they split to the members. But I say that is not banking. That is creative banking. We stopped it, and we no longer have that issue. Matungulu potential and actual collection. We'll explore that. Something must give way. Mheshimiwa, I know you've talked to me before, and I know what is hurting. So something has to give way. 2 to 3 people manning Aquare, collecting 180 million. Several people chasing a parking fee of 2,000. So my chief officer, who is also the administrative officer, is here. We need that issue of posting orders aligned. So tomorrow, I'm going to sit with him. We do what is necessary. Timely procurement, I don't want to go back. There is nothing pending in finance. Departments have budgets. Governor has been very categorical to them that they need to move. So it's not about finance. It's not about governor. Can the accounting officers move? System being offline, downtime on the system. We are also privileged to have the chief officer ICT here. That's a system we purchased. Let's not discuss this matter again. It is either, because we just bought it the other day, if there is an issue of server, let the server be brought. So we optimize the server so that we don't have these downtimes. The issue of agricultural, but when I look at the agricultural land, people, I don't know, collecting money from the toilet. Those are the rogue administrators are being told. Even they don't even know where to collect. They are So that one, Mheshimiwa, I'm going to read you next week. I'm going to charge the Machakos people. I'm going to sensitize them. We'll even resort to civil arrest. We are not going to have this sort of business again. KRA burden. I think something that we need to make very clear. When the governor took over, we had in excess of 3.2 billion worth of pending bills. But nobody has ever disclosed how much was the value of the stored project. And it came out the other day from the controller. So the burden that the governor is carrying is more than just the pending bills. Yes, 3.2 billion worth of pending bills, stored projects, where government funds are being ejected. We have to get value for money. We have to eject more. And also KRA obligation. We had in excess of 2.6 billion worth of KRA obligation. And we did alternate dispute resolution. We settled on 285 million, all the way from 2.6 billion. Within revenue loss on sales point, my chief officer is here on revenue, plus the structure that must die a natural death. Bus park in Mulolongo. This one is a matter in court. It's a matter in court. The other day we were served. There is a Nestopel. We can't take over. So the ministry responsible for bus parks, that is transport, plus the county solicitor, they actually on it. Establishment of market in Mlolongo. This is in the domain of Minister of Trade. They should be gazetting more markets and probably looking at in their budget whether we really need to have a place there. Traders operating at night. This one is an operational issue which does not need any solonomic wisdom to STARCO. It is an issue of the chief officer jumping into action, having two people working in 2 shifts. Spatial planning not paid. I won't call it a finance issue. Because, you know, it is one thing, yes, we'll have things not paid, but what are the reasons why they are not paid? This contractor, through the Ministry of Lands, invoiced at the close of the financial year. So, actually, at the, when the IFMIS had already been closed. And the moment the IFMIS is closed, the budgets are voided. So, we had a discussion around this. We are in agreement that the contractor will be paid from the pending bill, the amount pending on the, because of the criticality of this function. But I'm calling upon, because some of these things are collective government efforts and decisions, we need to engage members in a transparent way, not to push blames left, right. I think, in short, we've really touched on the matters. But I'm really privileged. I wish last time God spared me on the healthy matters. Maybe by the end of this week, we'd have closed all these matters. Because they are some of them, they are too operational, most of them, to be closed. But God's time is the best. We'll work on them and close them out. Thank you, members, through the chair.
Ratio. Sharing ratio. The percentage.
Yeah, I said I need to get hold of the documents. I'm on oath. And the minister does not procure. In fact, that talks to the fact that nobody should be saying my hands are tied. They are tied by who? Yeah, he's not under oath. Because even if he talks now, he'll be talking through my oath. Let me get the documents myself. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Waziri. I can't wind it up completely without giving the Chair Finance an opportunity just to say something. Then we call it a day, members.
Thank you, Honorable Members and Honorable Speaker, Madam Chair, for today. I want to take this opportunity first to thank the Chief, the officers, our CCM, for accepting to honor the invitation by this House. Honorable Members, it was a worthy discussion. And it is important to note that any other member or officer who is serving in this county has a responsibility. As a responsibility to ensure that he serves or she serves so that we can achieve the mandate of our governor. We have elected members. We have wards. The governor has the county. We need development. There is no way we can deliver to our people when we don't have money. So our chief CCM, it is important that you put your house in order so that we can attain and achieve the set revenue target. We want to be very categorical that we've had members confess that some of our people are putting their money in our county monies in their pocket, and we want to put them on notice. Honorable House and Honorable Chair, I want to assure our members that as the Chair Finance, we as a committee will do all possible to ensure that the measures that are going to be put in place are adhered to, and if not, we shall also report back to this House. Honorable members and Honorable Chair, we have a competent secretariat. We've listened and heard our CCM Finance respond to matters that have been raised. We shall also be sitting as a committee and putting into action the responses that he has tabled in this House. If we will need any other information, the CCM has confirmed and committed that he will be able to service to the committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, the Honorable House.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kitaka. And this is mine. I wanted to call upon Majority Leader to give a vote of thanks. Then I can now conclude and we go home. Be patient, members.
Thank you very much. As I had said earlier, Madam Speaker, we want to thank the CCM and his team for honoring the invitation and for honorable members to ventilate and engage in a very mature way. I think this is how we need to conduct business in this House going forward. But also, I won't forget to thank you for being a very, very sober chair. Even when things look like they were going out of control, you steered the vehicle very well. So we want to also to thank you very much. I won't forget to thank the other members of the Secretariat, the senior clerks. I have had so much water, I can't count the bottles here. Also to thank the Sergeant at Arm and their team, the communication, and lastly, the media for being very patient with us, and also request you, as you report, be objective. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, members, and I am so grateful. I lack words even to say that I am very, very grateful. Honorable Waziri, you made me very, very, very pleased. I feel very achieved because the questions that you have put across today are questions that this House has been bothered a lot by them. We were wondering who will ever give us this information that we need. And especially when we saw like you are kind of avoiding us, we said, now who will? And we want service delivery to be done. Yeah, but today we can say we are grateful, very much grateful, and that engagement was on another level. CCM, you have been very, very open. You say that it is, and you even promised and you have undertaken to fix where there are issues, even to go beyond duty and so fix issues even where we have told you that you have heard there is a problems here, Mavoko, even outside your office. Yeah, so it is important that you take that direction so that we can also help the governor to achieve her manifesto. That is the bottom line of everything that you have done here today. So I thank you, my members. You've been very, very patient. I didn't know that we could even get to 6 when we are seated here, and no one seems to want to leave, because what we are discussing is of county importance, and we have been able to get a lot of information. I have with me a lot of circulars here. Going forward, we are going to use these circulars to hold accountable those who have been given the circulars and they are not taking their work seriously. But we'll do it with friendship. We are not going to be combative. We just want information. And let them come when they are prepared just to answer the way their boss has been able to show them the way. I'm sure they are watching because we are live on TV. We are live on YouTube, sorry. And they have gotten the message. It is not that the assembly wants to fix anyone. It's not that the assembly wants to to victimize anyone. We just want to get information. And the bottom line I've said is what? Service delivery to the people of Machakos. So thank you very much, members. Perhaps before I call it a day, would like to ask the CCM that to give a date when to avail the information on revenue sharing formula. That percentage that you said you're going to get, it is important that we get to know when. And also a report on revenue mapping. When can we get this, please? Give us a date. You have the mapping? You do have something? This is the revenue mapping. We have it here. So you only remain with a day to bring us a percentage on revenue sharing. So thank you so much, and God bless you. God bless all of us. Thank you for the state. You've been very patient. I love this. And let's just report the right things. Let's not go out of what we have discussed here because it was live. Don't put your own meat there. Don't. Just say as it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.